NCRP Productions presents Fantasy Flight's Star Wars RPG, Episode 3.
Hello, and welcome back to the table. I am David, your DM tonight. We are playing Fantasy Flight games, Age of Rebellion, Force and Destiny, and Edge of Empire as one core game. Let's meet our players, starting with my left.
I am David, and I am playing 6, the faleen smuggler pilot.
I'm Ty, and I'm playing Victus, the Twi'lek Mystic Makashi Duelist.
Hi, this is Barry. I'm playing the squib, Grist.
Hello, this is Josh. I'm playing Locke, Zabrak, Bounty Hunter Gadgeteer.
All right, everyone, as we did last week, this week, let's start off by having everyone roll their force die and telling me what we got, starting from left.
I have 1 dark point.
Yes.
1 dark point.
1 dark side.
2 light.
Oh. Yeah. Thank you. I love it. So, just to let people remember, this allows us as destiny points to alter the story, rolls, things like that. And as we use one, it flips from dark to light and light to dark. Last week, our group was an Axis station, was able to meet with the Lannic Biz, who advised them kind of what's going on, and the couple means of getting themselves aboard the RO7 to procure KR's missing goods. Our group knows there are 4 crates. They were given a scanner, and they decided to meet with the governess of the station, Diane Wood. After some sultry negotiations, our team decided to board the station as maintenance workers, and we'll be getting the Rosenrote loaded onto the RO7. So the time has passed. You can see that you have been given maintenance clothes.
Oh, God. So happy to be out of the suit.
Yep. You're back at Biz's business.
Well, I figure we'd call him on the way to the hangar, if that's cool with you.
That works perfectly for me.
I do have a comm link, so...
Excellent. Essentially what the maintenance workers' clothes are is it's kind of like a jumpsuit. Think of like an old...
Coveralls.
Coveralls. The maintenance suit's actually really cool is it has a belt that includes a lot of maintenance tools. You all now have maintenance tools with you, so this allows mechanic checks to be easier.
Yeah, we all look like Kylo Ren on Undercover Boss Kylo Ren.
Exactly. Exactly.
Undercover boss, yeah.
And it's...
That's funny.
We had 6, so it sounds like you were headed to the ship and you're going to be waiting in the Rosenrote while it's loaded up. Is that my understanding?
Yeah, before we depart, I'm going to meet up with 6 and be like, alright, Channel 3, we'll call you as soon as we find the package.
Alright.
If there's any issues, let us know.
Alright. Be careful.
You too.
All be nice and cozy inside the road.
He's like, man, this is easy money. You guys are doing the hard work. So, the other 3, Grist, Locke, and Victus, as you guys are heading towards the access, you have your new IDs, your maintenance workers. You've been given permission to pass through the security check from the Remnant and make your way to the RO7. Is there anything that you guys
I'm taking the time to admire the tools on my suit because on our planet, all the tools are acid rain weathered and rusted. And so, this is actually clean, pure metal tools. So, I mean, I'm just kind of a little impressed by that and taking the time to appreciate that.
Man, I got some great equipment I can upgrade.
Tools.
Yeah. I mean, they may not be brand new, but they're way newer than my tools.
Right. Yeah, as you guys are approaching, because you're riding this nice little monorail train kind of through, as you guys approach, you can see outside.
I was going to say, I'm trying to think of a way to disguise my spear, right? So how I'm going to do it is I'm going to have... do we have maintenance bags or something like that have our clothes, our actual clothes in them or something? So
you know that you... I wouldn't say they have a bag, but I would say there's probably a droid or two, a few gonk droids. They're battery, they're the battery droids that come with you, the big old trash can walkers. You have a soldering tool, and you just be like, no, that's a stack pipe.
Yeah.
Don't ask maintenance questions.
My weapon is a blaster carbine, so is that something I can bring under my coveralls? Kind of holster it to my shirt and just zip things up behind it and let it hang off my back.
The beauty of a lot of Star Wars clothes is apparently they're all very baggy. Very few people actually have like form-fitting clothes. As long as the stick would be the hardest one, just because of its height.
My thought process was to have like things hanging off of it and then have it over my shoulders, like I was carrying shit into a work site.
That could work. Good. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Your carbine, I'm imagining, is kind of like Boba Fett's. It's probably more like what we know as rifles. It's
I thought
not
any
really
heavy weapons we would put in the bags, and we're like, oh, we're just taking equipment in. But then when we get in there, we pop open the bags, and
you can dismantle your equipment. The thing is that it's just
hold out blaster and the vibro knife.
Yeah. Nice. So however you decide to pocket that through, so it sounds like you're just kind of hiding yours in your outfit.
Yeah, I think if I could strap it, I think I can kind of conceal it beneath the baggy cover.
Yeah, you won't be able to quick draw it out of your outfit.
Right.
You're going to have to
absolutely
pull it
not.
out.
It's going to take some effort to get out of there, but at least it won't be.
I'll allow it. That sounds awesome. Person. You can see looking out the window as you approach more towards the remnant side of the station. You can see there's less businesses. A lot of the lights are off. There's a lot more patrolling guards, troopers. You even see what looks like riot control walkers. They are the two-legged, medium-sized like ATSTs. If you've seen Rebels, they look like the weird like alien head ones.
Or like ATPDs or something.
Yeah, ATPDs. Yeah, the anti-personnel ones.
Yeah.
Luckily, your train comes to a stop a little bit away from them, a couple blocks. From what you were given access, there's a side door from their main ray shield gate that you can just kind of enter through. Your passes are just hopefully going to be scanned and go through.
Is Biz waiting around for us like we called him?
Yeah, Biz is like, as you're coming down the walkway, Biz is kind of just sitting there looking around like,
Alright. I'm going to motion for Griff's to do.
Okay, what?
Well, you were in the car when I made the call for him to bring blasting charges.
Yeah.
So I'll go over and...
So things went well?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. No sacks.
Cool. Wasn't it? What? No. Well, did you give her my card?
Oh.
We forgot about that. I pat myself down.
I didn't have it. I mean, you didn't give it to me.
Okay, but someone...
I mean, if I had given the job to do it, I would have done it, because I do my job.
Okay, but it was done. Right, but she knows... Guys. Okay, well, the point is, here's what you needed. I'll go talk to her. It'll be great. You guys...
She knows you.
Good.
We took care of it.
Good. Here's what you need. He gave you pretty much 2 blasting charges. These things are pretty powerful.
Shape charges?
Shape charges, but
yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know what your plan is, but these are precision equipment. You didn't get them from me.
Get what?
Exactly. I wish you the best of luck. If you do survive, you know where to find me. Remember, if you find anything, you definitely know where to find me. Alright. Well, be safe, and I cannot wait to get out of here.
As I walk away, I'm gonna use my comlink and contact 6, updater 6, so we have the charges. We're moving towards. And every time there's a phase change, I'm gonna keep 6 in the loop.
Mm-hmm. So
are you like sitting back in the pilot seat with your feet kicked up on?
Yep, that's exactly what I'm doing.
I imagine you're like
listening to some music.
Yeah, chilling,
just like drinking,
just waiting, hanging out. This is where I'm most comfortable, right here in the cockpit.
Does your chair have like a personal like blanket and stuff? It's just like I imagine like the Falcon does.
Yeah, it's like a real seat. It's like
I really customized this chair.
It's actual leather.
I like to refer to it as the throne.
Yeah. I bet it even has a cup holder in it.
Oh yeah, 2 of them.
Beautiful. All right, so as you guys make your way, you can see the door approaching. You can see there's quite a few remnants, standing guards. The shield comes down, and you can see indentured workers begin to make their way in.
Cool.
These guys are a mix of, very obviously, only alien races. From Zabrak to Twi'lek, they are wearing essentially rags, and you notice that all of them have a tattooed number across their face. A few of them, if anyone who's curious, can give me a perception check.
TK421. Against, from the distance, this would be a 2 purple. 2 success, 1 threat.
Failed, but an advantage.
Grist, you can see and you noticed, even amongst these different species, there's an identifying marker amongst a few of them. They have what looks like just a black circle kind of dotted in the center of their forehead.
You're net zero. Dot across in the center of the forehead, in addition to the number across their face.
Their cheek, yeah.
And the dot looks like it was added. It's not a species thing.
It's not a species thing at first because Zabraks have their own tattoos, Twi'leks have their own cultures, a lot of different ones. But you would say about maybe 30 to 40% of these slaves coming in have a dot. You don't know what that indicates, but they seem to walk a little bit taller than everyone else. Not physically.
The dot ones.
Yes, the dot ones seem more sure and more confident.
Do you guys notice that? The ones with the dots. I mean, they all have the numbers. I don't know why they would do that, but all the numbers on the face. But the dot ones, maybe those are the leaders.
They all seem weak to me.
They're slaves. There's nothing weak about them. They were forced into it.
Like, I'll kind of consider that and decide maybe we should discuss this later.
I'm
I'm not trying to cause that.
No. Yeah, he's like, wait, I have a response to that, but wait, no, okay, now's not the time.
My time as a slave, do I recognize the tactics used by slavers to form animosity between slaves?
Yes. This one is different from the quick, what you've noticed and what Grist has pointed out to you. You know that slavers actually do put people against each other, and that's part of like keeping them down, is you got to make them hate each other. The thing that's different about this is this doesn't seem like these are the ones who support their slavers or support the remnant. These just seem to be the ones who are like, yeah, like, we're bigger, we're more experienced, we know what we're doing, where everyone else seems to be weaker. It's almost, you almost feel like it's more like gang-like, less enforced. It's maybe something they chose to do.
I guess we'll keep walking in. I got my staff over my shoulders with the 2 bags with our weapons hanging in it. We're gonna start walking down the maintenance or the boarding tube.
Yeah, I'm just keeping my eyes down because it just kind of annoys me. This whole situation.
There's a part where like I hesitate and I look and like there's. I realize the mission comes first. And I'm going to just keep walking.
So you guys kind of step.
I'm looking at everything.
Hey, you guys step through the door. You go
How'd
up.
you get in here?
You kind of go up a set of stairs. You're kind of walking. You can tell, like in this docking bay, you're walking on the catwalk. You guys don't have to walk with the rest of the people. Looking down, you can see the slaves are picking up crates, loading them onto skiffs. And when we say crates, there's things that range from like us, like boxes, to legitimate like cargo canisters, like what we know from the large transport ships. There is a mixture of armored remnant troopers, dock workers who look like some of their Navy officers. They seem to be poking and prodding them with some type of stun rods, keeping them going. There's a lot of equipment here. You can see through the blue shielding, the blue energy shielding outside, that there are small little ships flying in and out to be loaded and transported to other galleons outside. From just seeing outside the main ship, the RO7, you can see painted right on top of it, is this long, huge capital ship. Best way to describe it is the backside has what we would know is, of course, a like captain ship. It almost looks like a tower, like a T. Bottoms out at the bottom, straight across, and then leads up to kind of about a halfway size other tower. The center is empty, or what would be empty. It looks detachable. There are 3 large blocks. Essentially, it looks like almost like a bracelet. Those with ship knowledge or kind of experience can tell that these are large living centers. They can be transported in and out to be whatever they need to be for transport. So one of them, or all 3 of them, may be just like essentially, you know, an entire city's worth of Costco storage. Some of them may be like specialty canisters for like aquatic beasts. They can be anything and everything. So wherever your cargo is, you might have a bit of a time. The actual scope of what you're going to be looking through isn't, oh, I'm looking through a small factory. I'm looking through like 3 cities worth of supplies.
So what do you guys think? I think we follow the workers down there.
We got the.
I mean, they're taking cargo somewhere.
they're taking it through. Are they taking it through the boarding tube?
No, you are getting a special boarding tube. They are loading onto their own little side docks, small ships that are going in and out. Like, it seems almost extra security because the ships that land have their guards. They pretty much go like, "Yep, this is being checked in. We're gonna fly it to other ships." They're kind of just making sure everything's being loaded in its own spot. You're just personnel.
It's a lot more crowded than I expected it to be.
Doesn't change the mission. Come on. I motion to walk towards the boarding tube.
Yeah, okay, but I'm still curious. Where are we going?
We're gonna go through the boarding tube,
Uh-huh.
plant the charges on the tube,
Uh-huh.
and continue onto the ship.
Okay.
So you guys step through onto the boarding tube. Are you gonna put your charges here, or are you gonna put them
About halfway down.
Okay.
Is my thought. on
Are
this.
we walking down the boarding tube?
Essentially, it's one of those kind of like moving floors. Their tubes are secure, but
So I'm immediately looking around trying to figure out where am I going to hide these charges.
what you're kind of standing in is, how would you describe it? Like an octagon, I think is how it is. That's the word. Essentially, there's rails. You can see that there's sections where, like, if it needed to get pulled, it could be separated and sealed. So each one of these, like, sections are just a couple feet long to be like, hey, as an emergency pod, you could be lost in space here, but we at least know that you're safe. You didn't see anyone enter behind you, but you can definitely see off far in the distance. There are people, like, still loading on. It doesn't mean that people aren't going to come behind you. So,
Yep, exactly.
Well, I mean, but we just pop one of these maintenance vents off right here, expose some wiring, unscrew it. We got the tools with us. We plant it amongst the wiring. We'll never know. If anyone walks by, they think we're just doing some maintenance.
Do we
work.
instantly
This feels
see a
unnecessary.
vent?
yeah, there's always kind of a few oxygen vents every couple of way through.
You said it doesn't seem necessary. What are you talking about?
What is the gain here? So we make these people look bad. These people have nothing to do with our mission. This doesn't seem to be helping our cause here.
Is it? I thought that's what the governess said she wanted.
It's part of our deal with the
Blow shit up.
governments.
I kind of remember her responding positively.
Is she paying us, or did I misunderstand?
She's giving us access to the ship, and this is the trade-off.
right. So
You want to betray
she's
her
not
trust?
signing our cred chip. So why should we? What do we have to gain from listening to her? Let's just.
What do you
the
just want to
mission.
save the blasting
This
charges?
What do these people have to do with our mission? Is my question.
So we're like moving down the conveyor belt. I'm gonna look at you and be like, "You bring an interesting time to bring this up."
Well, I mean, I had no idea there would be this much back and forth traffic in here.
Well, it's not back and forth. There's no one going past us.
Right? They're just coming one way.
Look behind us.
There's no one behind
And
us
as
still.
long as
I
you,
mean, you do see people behind you, like, quite a bit, but it's hard to make out how many there are.
right, as long as you're quick about it, no one will know anymore. But I thought you were a man who follows his deals he makes. We had a deal with the governess.
Well, she said it would be nice. She did not say it would be required. This was in no point a term of our deal to get us on board. She just said
No, but it would be fun.
it would be fun. I admit, but these people
I'm hopping off the mover.
have done us no
All right,
wrong.
Are you going to plant these charges?
Yeah, I'm gonna go over to one of the vents. I'm gonna look back.
You're
How
kind of
far
like
away?
slowly moving away
Yeah,
from
I
it.
know.
Yeah.
How
right,
how
they jump
far
off.
away? How far away are the people coming this way?
You would say you have a solid probably 5 minutes before they get to you.
Okay, and how long before they can see what I'm doing?
Probably 2 minutes.
All right, so I'm not even
This is
wasting time.
you're literally like popping open, throwing it in, closing, and being
Right.
like,
Well, whatever I've got to take to get the vent off.
Yep. All right, give me. How do you see Gris doing this? Is Gris pretty technical, or is he going to kind of like?
He's sort of technical. I would
Okay.
say mechanics.
All right,
If
give
only
me
we
a
had someone with
mechanics
mechanics
check.
skill to
This
object
is
to
a
the mission.
I'm like arguing and
You
he's running
can
around
add
behind
a
me planning all
blue
these.
because of your tools with you.
All right, so that is 4 successes and 2
Oh
advantages.
god. Oh god.
Cool. So how does that look to you? Tell me how.
Well, what that looks to me is that I get it placed in there deep enough, like my hands around on the corner, where I don't think anyone's going to see it.
Excellent. So,
And
Gris,
in just enough time that I can hop back onto the mover. Okay, and at this point, I have to get one on the other side too. But I say we take it farther up, so 2 pods.
Yep.
Okay.
so Gris hops easily. Like
Like I
pops it
run,
open,
pitch back up
yeah.
to where they are, and hop back on.
Yeah. Dang. Beautiful.
Now hop off on the other side.
You
Set
got,
another.
you got fast hands there, Grits.
I'm
Yeah,
just
well-
uncomfortably looking at the traffic.
It's one of the things we do. But just let me know if somebody comes back. I mean, they're coming the opposite way. And I hop off the other side. Bloop.
Nice.
Give me another check, please.
Well, not as impressive. 1 success.
1 success. All right. Yeah, this one you can kind of open up.
This thing's stuck. Hang on.
It's a little. You can
Okay,
tell that
I got
you
it.
probably haven't given too much care. Yeah.
All right, I'll set this
There
one.
you go. Oh yeah. So the charges are planted. You hop back on, and you guys continue your journey up.
Do you have the detonator on you, or does one of us have the detonator? Do you want the detonator, Gritz?
I'll take the detonator.
No, you don't get the detonator. You don't get one. You've already.
That's so weird. I don't know. Maybe the detonator went
You've
too
already
far. They
displayed
can't
your,
go off. I don't
your
know.
lack of commitment to the mission.
Commitment to the mission is not what's at question here.
It's commitment to the deals
This
we make.
is a whole side thing that you guys are concerned with.
But
that
I'm not
has no
concerned at all.
bearing
They're
on
well
the mission.
placed.
6 negotiated this deal for us. It's important we follow through.
Absolutely. All right, what's your concern? As we're still moving along.
Yeah.
What's your concern? I mean,
feel
they're
like
in there now.
These poor people, these mechanics, these merchants, these like random civilians on this ship have nothing to do with our mission. Here.
That's why we're not blowing up the ship.
I get that. But
Oh, wait. I see what he's saying.
At least disable like the tube before we blow it. Is there a way that we could like somehow like disable the tube for entry?
Well, if I understood it correctly, what I did was I set it at 2 different
Yeah, we're
points.
ready to go, right?
Well, but we're lopping off 2 pieces, and we're not doing it till we're ready to go.
What
right?
if we're in? What if you're in between those 2 pieces? What would happen?
What if we...
It wouldn't be good.
I just do this, I'm like, oh, your morality.
It's not morality. It's actually skill. It takes 0 skill to accomplish the mission without any collateral damage. It takes a little finesse to get things done without actually doing unnecessary damage to those around you. And yes, maybe we'll get paid for this damage, but I promise you, it will not be worth it on your conscience in the long run.
Maybe you could disengage the tube, and when it reconnects to the place, you set it off so it messes up the dock.
Or we just set off like a general emergency alarm as we're leaving.
If we disable the tube, I think that would go a long way to keeping people from traveling this distance on foot.
Would that make your moral compass feel a little bit better? They're locked.
Look, I'm fine. I'm more worried about you guys in your compass.
We're not going to be in the tube.
As you guys have this talk, like you're pulling up to the actual RO7, and
we're
you realize the conversation has to come to a close.
Yeah.
So I'm just like kind of,
All right.
I'm walking forward on my own, severely disappointed in the lack of honor in my comrades, but willing to continue working with them as long as I don't look over my shoulder and see what they're doing.
So he's walking away.
Pulling a
I'm going to look at Victus and go,
Gotcha.
here, you can have the detonator.
I put it in my pocket.
All right. As you guys exit out of the crossway, you are aboard the RO7, and this is very obviously a remnant ship. You are essentially in what is the loading ramp kind of area, not the main cargo area. What's here is probably where troops deploy, or ground areas deploy. You can see a lot of just like naval engineers, naval officers, naval crewmen, pretty much keeping the slaves in check, getting things kind of squared away before they leave. You hear officers giving directives and orders. You can see actually a few other maintenance workers talking to some of the officers as they're given like a data pad and sent about their way around the ship. It looks like people are probably given job duties on what they need to perform.
Well, so at this point, we got to find the cargo bay, right?
Right, and I'm going to motion to lock to activate the scanner.
Yeah, pull it out. And
It seems faint. It's beep, beep. You are nowhere near the cargo area to do
do we
it.
at least have like a hot cold direction?
It's you're far enough away, can't guarantee that. You do know ships, especially ships this size, probably have their own maps and
You are
computer
here,
system.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
you,
yeah,
you
That's
have,
like, this place has a J.C. Penney. Wow.
oh, cool. Starbucks on floor 5, 4, and 2. I mean, space Starbucks.
We'll look for the closest directory assistance. Look for the cargo bay.
So it sounds like you guys are just kind of heading away to the nearest like.
We're just
console.
walking at this point.
Yeah. I'm gonna flip over one of my black side.
Uh-huh.
So I'm affecting destiny here. Where did our number counter go? I have 3. It's now 3 to you, 2 to me.
Yep.
Essentially, as you guys are walking, all of a sudden you hear, "Stop!" As you turn around, you can see a well-dressed officer, clearly identified by their hat and uniform, approaching with 2 troopers, 2 remnant troopers carrying basically your small little blaster rifles, and 2 troopers carrying the heavy blasters.
So 4 troopers?
4 troopers and an officer. As they approach.
we should have brought 6.
as they look at you. What's your crew number, and where is your work order?
We were supposed to be... I guess... You want me to tell them? We're late by almost an hour. We didn't make the cargo jump. We were trying to sneak in. I'm really sorry, sir, but we've got to get to our crew. It's Cargo Bay 1.
Cargo Bay 1. This is what happens when you hire out of here. Can you give me a deception check against 3 purple?
You're good. Deception, right?
Pretty good.
Does anyone want to help with that?
What does...
I mean, could you help with?
Anything you guys are throwing in on top of it, so there's a possibility of it
No,
helping?
my deception is 2 green.
Yep.
Yeah, mine's the same.
I just imagine you see why this is happening.
Yeah,
Six is just sitting in the ship and she feels it vibrate as it's being like loaded in. It's like, oh, I spilled some on my drink. Oh,
Yeah, it's just popping bubblegum.
All right.
I have no other side powers that would magically work with this. All right, so here we go. Well, that looks pretty bad. That's a
failure.
That's a threat and a failure.
Ooh, a threat and a failure. So essentially, the officer doesn't seem to buy what you're selling. Interesting. Late crew. It's a mighty security risk. Let me see.
Yep.
As the officer approaches you, you don't even have your data pad. What's your crew number?
We're crew 21.
We got IDs.
Your IDs. Where are your IDs?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
These guys. These things.
She takes your free key cards.
I forgot we had those.
The great thing is you're all aliens. She's looking at them. This is why we don't work with filthy subspecies like yours. As she slides it into her data pad. Yes, you're not in section 1. That was last week's work order. You're going to be in...
I lower my head, my ears go down.
You're going to be in compartment 5, section A.
That's what I kept telling them.
You only said that when we got on. You didn't say we were here. You could have said something.
I did. I said 5, section A.
She pops them out. It's kind of like looking at them. Wow, you're really underprepared too. You do know that the area you're going to has contaminants. I'm assuming you have the proper equipment.
We're going to get that from the maintenance locker.
This is ridiculous. This is what happened to us last week, too. And I'm still not completely healed from that shit.
She holds the IDs. I'm going to let you go with a warning. If this continues, expect severe repercussions.
That was the warning?
That's the warning.
It won't happen again.
It won't happen
She
again.
just you take all 3. Well, you going to hurry up? Get out of here.
Oh,
Go.
yeah.
Right away.
Yep.
Right away.
Double time it.
I'm going to look at you. I'll look at you.
Yep, let's start going.
Turn around.
Where are we going? I mean, which way?
Away!
We're going away! All right, good.
Get out of the range of their blast!
Well, so wait, it's like we're trying this. She's like, not that way, north.
Yeah, she's pretty much like seeing you go, the right door,
Section A.
compartment 5, section. There's a map at the back of the.
Where'd you say there was a map?
As we're walking away, we're like, is it beeping faster?
Oh, God.
It's not.
She was bad at her job.
Confidence
All right,
of
so-
living in a strong ship.
Now we're gonna find the map that she told us for.
Pretty much you guys make your way out of this area and are able to find a terminal. Pretty much like most computers, you can start accessing if you're going to try to look for something specific. Well, what are you going to try to look for? What are you looking at?
I do seriously want to know where the cargo holds are and how to get that. So I want is like the little map that goes, you are here. Dot, 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 dot,
Like
dot.
they show in the shows where it follows the trail and
Yeah.
turns and hollows. Yeah, that you wouldn't need to slice. So essentially, it shows you a outline of the ship. It can turn and move. And essentially, you're in kind of the front nose of the ship.
Okay.
And it goes, hey, how this ship works is essentially it looks like this, like a U, like a football U. And essentially, you're on the right side. Any way to get through the cargo is you have to enter from the right side up, pretty much take the stairwell or elevators up, and then move through the big old cargo compartments. Each of those big containers is essentially the cargo space. Across the main area is sleeping quarters on the bottom of the ship where you would have to walk over. That's crew quarters, droids, medical, storage, stuff like that. And then on the left side, going up, is the command tower, the security center, And essentially how it works is you can only get from one side of the ship to the other by going through the bottom part. You can't go through the cargo. So if you go from the right side of the ship through the cargo, each section, you will stop at the third, major crate, living cube, pretty much. And then you just can't get over to the ship. It's just a safety measure to help do that.
So if we get into 1, we can go to 2 and to 3. We just can't get out from 3 back to the ship.
Yes, you have to go from 3 back to 2 back to 1.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And do we see if all these cargoes have a hangar nearby for that 6 to board near?
What you know is where you entered is at the bottom. The ship would be actually on the front side. There's kind of 3 major hangars. 1, 2, and 3 are red, white, and blue that are kind of up top. So one of your ships is somewhere on the way up. So you just need to pretty much stop by and be like, "Hey, 6, we're just gonna go to the back side of the ship real fast, grab some stuff, and drop it off."
So as we're walking, I'm gonna be like, let's go secure one of these hangars, call for 6 to join us, and she can help speed up this search.
So
So that
6,
means we gotta find her.
6, were you doing anything on the ship besides just lounging and enjoying your
I'm just
beautiful
lounging.
manicure? All right, excellent.
Strictly lounging.
Call in.
Yep, so I'll report in. Hey, 6, it's Victus. We're on the ship. We're making our way towards looks like the red hangar. The
Cargo pod 1.
cargo pod 1.
It's the first cargo pod.
And if you can make it to this, I think you got the clearance from the governess. If you can use that clearance to get in and board the ship, we'll secure the hangar for you.
So is there a cargo pod? Is that the landing dock?
The docks are hangars where you are at. You're in hangar red, which is the topmost hangar. So it's red, white, and then blue. So 1, 2, 3. The cargo pods are the living units where they're trying to head. You've seen as you were kind of just sitting looking throughout your ship's window are the big squares that are in between.
What hangar? So the pod that they're going to
Would be the first hangar.
what cargo bay hangar is going to be the closest?
All 3 are essentially closest because it's right next to them.
We don't want to move the ship, right, until we found the objective.
No, I thought 6 was just joining us.
My plan is to stay with the ship until it's time to go. You guys are going to acquire the goods, get it to the ship, and I'm going to blast our asses out of here.
Like we move 6 to pod 1, and then what if it's on pod 32?
So, not podcasting. I'm just trying to do this to get 6 back in the game, so he doesn't have to sit there for an hour.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
Oh, I can do stuff with.
Yeah, I'm fine
I
with that.
got black dye to have fun with.
All right, never mind.
So back
Yeah,
in
no
the game.
problem. All right, cool.
But I do appreciate it. It's very good. All right.
I'm having a good time.
I think
So-
it's fine at this point. If 6 wants to stay on the ship, we can do the heavy
Somebody
lifting.
should be at the ship at the ready in case
Okay.
something goes south.
Then we'll let you know when we find the cargo.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's what I was
Can we
assuming.
in any way use the ship's scanning capabilities to amplify the scanner that we have to scan?
That probably would have been good if you had done that before we got off the ship.
If I
Maybe-
don't- if-
how easy would it be to get to the ship? I'm gonna go find another terminal.
If I dock,
ship's not even on
is
this.
there a way for me to interface with the bigger ship once I'm docked?
There's going to be security problems. You can naturally, of course, because
I'm not gonna have the right credentials to get into that. kind
yeah,
of stuff,
or if
probably.
you know you can try to hack through it,
I'm not a
you would
hacker.
be able to. Because essentially, you're considered personnel. They're going to pretty much direct you to be like, hey, if you don't want to sleep in your ship, you can go about the cabin because trips take weeks, months maybe. So yeah, if you want to go meet with people, go ahead. But if you're like, hey, specifically where's this at, that's going to be something they're going to keep restricted.
Okay.
Sweet. So at this point, we're gonna slowly and meticulously start searching the ship with the scanner, following Locke.
It's like a needle in a sand sack.
So, as you guys kind of make your way up the stairwells, you can see as you walk through, troopers are heading back and forth. They aren't as many of them, they're frequent, but they don't seem to be congregated in this area. What's mostly around here looks like what's just non-commissioned Navy officers, pretty much just people in regular dress blues, directing work, pretty much middle management positions with a couple of officers. You see skiffs, kind of like the equivalent of Jabba's pleasure barge was out the top, just that strange little boat, going back and forth, carrying cargo. They have droids on them. Sometimes people are riding on them.
We're gonna need one of those.
There's a lot of rest areas, just random stop spots if you need to rest or get water, maybe change out clothes, just things you're aware of. As you're passing by, you hear some fun just types of conversations, people talking about the ship. The common occurrence is that a ship this large has a few problems. You hear one of the officers kind of like talking. Well, what happened to him? Well, he went missing. I don't know what to tell you. Was he near the vents again? Yeah. Well, that's why you're supposed to leave food out. Otherwise, they're going to get you.
I love that. That's great.
So yeah, you guys just continue on. Fun things to know.
Yeah.
But
We got one of those like trash compactor monsters living in the vents of the ship.
Ooh, dang.
Something clearly lives inside the ship that the people are pretty much just like, yeah, we're just not going to deal with it, and so we're just going to feed it, and that's essentially a form of security.
Space Odio.
Yeah.
But you make your way and you can see where the main loading areas are, and you can see a few other maintenance workers, people dressed as maintenance workers, kind of making their way to the same area. As you kind of step on through and wait in line for people to go through the doors and elevators.
In the lines, do I notice? So the thing that she took our cards and put it into, do I see one on someone when we're in kind of a press of people?
Not on the maintenance workers. It's on the...
Not on the maintenance workers, but you said there's press of people.
Yeah, there's officers who
do we end up in a small press at some point? If I were to flip one of those points there, could we end up at a point where we're close? I want to pick one of them. I want to grab one of those. I
would say yes. There's at the door before you take the rail between the pods, pod 1, 2, and 3. Yes, there is a person who's just double checking everyone's work orders.
Oh, I want to get one that's walking somewhere. Obviously, I'm not going to take it out of his hand and run. I want to find somebody that just happens to have it walking on his side.
Then you could flip one of those back for me.
Let's do that. Somebody flip one back to dark side.
Oh, do it. Give me that dark side point.
And then I want to try and lift one.
So I'm gonna guess. So how would you describe this person? Like, describe the scene.
I'm assuming it's one of the officers. We're all kind of in one of the lifts, and we're all standing waiting to get into the lift. And I just kind of, because I don't know how big the thing is, I'm thinking it's a little handheld unit, but I just want to lift it off him.
I could agree to that. So what I see is pretty much how I imagine it is. You guys, there's maintenance workers. There's pretty much like a bouncer. Essentially, and you guys get into like a 10-person monorail, and essentially just a few officers get on, and they're like, "Oh, shift rotation, like let us on."
Yeah.
So it's a little overcrowded, and then you're just kind of like, slip.
Yep, I'm gonna try and grab it.
All right, I like that beautiful use of a token. What are you looking for?
I want that unit.
Okay, you're just going to hold it.
I want to grab it and get off here.
Oh, yeah. So you guys make it to your.
So I don't have to roll anything. That's all.
He has to roll.
You succeeded. You
all right.
Created that situation.
So as soon as we're off, I want to kind of get around a quiet corner.
All right.
So I got one of these now, and my thinking is let's see if we can reprogram where we're supposed to be, because if somebody else catches us, we may not get another warning. So I'm going to stick my card into it.
What information are you looking for? Just what your order is?
Yeah.
Or? Okay. Essentially, it just identifies you as a Class 1 maintenance worker. It says you're going to be, your work order is in Compartment 5, Section A. It's the radioactive breach area.
Okay, so we got to change that crap.
You guys are pretty much being sent to, as you can kind of play with the ship's kind of workout. It's the 3 pods, pod 1, pod 2, pod 3. You're going to be in pod 3, the back area, and essentially the top half of this crate, split them in half, so there's essentially 6. The top half, 1, 5, is broken radioactive materials, cores, ship engines. You're just there to make sure that stuff doesn't leak out and try to repair it.
So let's see if I can, with this, and I don't know if the unit can do it, and if not, maybe we can find a computer terminal. I want to change our designation to be in the top part of Cargo Bay 1.
Okay.
So what that would be Compartment 1.
You can tell Compartment 1 is in the first pod, so you have to go back a bit.
Yep.
The top section, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yep.
5, 6. Compartment 1 is storing what you see is known as food, general goods, and sundries.
You think it's going to be in there? What's in Compartment 2? I'm going to look at Compartment 2.
Compartment 2 is ammunitions, weapons, and supplies.
Yeah, that's probably it, but we still have no idea what... Turn the thingy on.
It's been on.
It is beeping. It's just when you kind of
like nobody's looking at us weird. Everywhere we're going, there's a beep. We're all looking around.
Pretty much like no one's gonna question mate.
It's like
are you a tech?
Yeah, We're in the damn lift, and the thing's going beep,
work of life.
Beep.
and everyone's looking around. Beep.
Closer, closer.
I just imagine the other maintenance guys are like, oh shit, like
That's
I don't
how
know what they
maintenance
are, but I don't want
workers
that job. And,
Right.
and the officers are like, that doesn't sound.
Have you guys been
positive.
anywhere near the vents lately?
Oh my god.
With the beepy thing?
Yeah, he's like beep. You kind of put in your one. Beep.
I think we actually have figured it out. This is what we're gonna do. If anyone asks us, make sure that they hear the beep and go, you know where the closest vent is? I'll have to give it a try.
So yeah, you can ask.
All
me.
right. So at this point, though, is it changed in its beepies?
It has, as you realized as you've been writing, as you pass through 1 and 2, it has beep beep, like double beeped. As you enter into the second pod, it has double beeped again.
Damn it! So I gotta find another corner. I'm
So-
gonna try and change it now over to compartment 3.
Yeah, so as it goes from 1 to 2, 3.
What's in 3?
3 is ship parts. This is actually repairs.
Radioactive stuff is.
No,
that's in 5.
No, that's in 5. 5 is the blown out stuff that
Oh, I
they're
thought
like,
there was only 3 pods.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is top part is 3, bottom part is
so
4, top
you
is 5.
have so you have essentially
I
3
see.
squares. Split those in half, so it's 1 and 2, 3, 4. There's a top section and a bottom section. These things are massive. You
Yeah.
are not, and it would be the equivalent of going from like McKinleyville to Eureka.
Right.
You guys are in the McKinleyville section, being like, oh, that's where all of our radioactive nuclear reactors and power cells are that are just blown out and leaking chemicals.
Right.
And they're like, yep.
Okay.
You have fun there.
So it's double beeping currently in compartment 3. What is in that compartment?
3, like I said,
it's ship parts, sorry.
is
What's in
actual
4?
like 4 is what they have is just labeled research.
And is it beeping more here?
It beeps between these two.
We're in 3.
You're
so
pretty much in the middle, like you're in the.
We're in the
section.
middle of 3
Yeah,
and
you're
4.
riding this kind of like rail that steps off, and they go either
So
up or down.
So which do we go up or do we go down? I think down.
I mean, can we determine anything with the device itself, like lifting it really high and putting it on the ground? You know,
Not from where you're at, but if you go upstairs, it'll probably start to pick up, or downstairs would pick up. But what you can tell is at least somewhere between 1 and 2, 3 and 4, you guys have 4 crates you're looking for.
They're going to be everyone's going to be in a different goddamn compartment, you know it.
Right. Well, I'm going to spend one of those light side points to make it in the one we're going to walk to.
All right, so what does that?
At least the
leave
first
me?
one.
Yeah.
That leaves me one. What is it? 1 light side for you guys.
Yep.
Yep.
4?
4 for you.
So what were you light siding? I apologize.
I would like to make it so wherever we're going to show up to, this is where the cargo is.
Okay, so you guys, I'm assuming, are going to step off here and
Yep.
go. Are you going to go up to 3, down to 4? Where
Down
do you
to
start? Okay. As you guys are like, oh, this is our stop. Best of luck. You head down. As you head down, you can see as you're coming down the stairwell. When they say research, that's a very broad band of topics. The first thing you can easily see is there's a lot of parts, like large mechanical droids. This looks like where they're building some of those riot center.
Is this a
personnel.
big, open, like Raiders of
Yeah.
the Lost Ark storage facility?
Yes. Think of like, any type of show where they come in and
Warehouse
it's just like
13.
Warehouse 13, perfect example. But instead of crates, but that size of a building, but there's just essentially walkers, speeder bikes. There is some type of like testing range for weapons. The other thing that really surprises you is to the right side of the building, there what looks like a ray shield cage. Essentially, there's the beams, the red light, all across it. And inside are people. Around them are, again, random officers, scientists. They seem to be fiddling with parts. Troopers seem to be shooting weapons at what
What
looks
appear
like
to be
standing
live targets?
How
moving
many
targets.
How many guards are there?
Guards are just people in the
Guards.
people who are not actively engaged. That's what I'm trying to make sure.
Oh.
So like who are just watching. So when I think of guards, I think of people who are like, it is my job to
People who are
watch.
clearly armed.
Oh, armed individuals. You are looking at 20 troopers. That being said, there's a lot of fine weaponry around here.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Grab the E-whip.
So we're looking for the Rancor.
As the device has, it does beep.
Oh, is it
Beep,
beep? Is it double
beep,
beeping more?
Beep, 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 beep,
Okay.
beep, beep. As you guys start descending down,
Yep.
you can see there's sections with different crates around different lab areas. There's some crates near the cage of individuals. Where are you going to try to go?
Well, I think we
This gives us no better than that. Like, we know we're in the general vicinity, but now it's going to be a situation where if we get closer and there's no one around, fine. But there's people around, it's going to be like beep 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 beep.
Yeah.
That's going to kind of be questionable. So
I think we should avoid the people and go just find the crates first. And that way we
Yeah,
can
yeah.
turn this thing off.
yeah, I think so.
So where would you like to start?
Turn the volume down on the beeper. Does it turn down?
Yeah,
Okay.
Does it have a vibrate only button?
I'm sure you'd want that.
You could. It essentially can just be like light up.
Okay. And then we're gonna walk as a maintenance crew,
Okay.
following him.
Locke.
Well, following Locke. Yeah,
Locke,
who's
where are
leading
you
it.
going to take your team? You're
So-
going to take them to the slave pen. You're going to take them to the shooting range. You're going to take them to the research and repair section. Our
It's
research.
beeping. It's beeping at full speed, so we're pretty sure
We're close.
whatever we're looking
Yeah.
for is here.
What's next from where we're at? Like, what's the
Coming
closest
first down, the biggest thing is going to be the engines repair and
Yeah.
pretty much vehicle testing.
thing? All right, so yeah, we'll start there.
Shield generator.
So as you approach, your thing definitely begins to light up more.
Even more.
Yes. You can kind of feel it being like dee 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 dee.
Are there boxes? Like
yeah.
I'm looking around. Like, are we going to be carrying out boxes? Or are we going to be carrying out a speeder?
This one, as you approach, you realize is a box. It's actually larger than. This isn't something you just pick up. This is something like more like a vehicle box. Because you're like and as you get close, your thing pretty much goes solid.
Turn it off,
lights
turn it off,
up.
turn it off.
You quickly turn it off.
This is it.
So hold on a second. Is this thing going to fit inside the ship?
It's big enough to fit inside the Rosen Road. Yeah. The Rosen
Are
Road,
4 of these?
if they're all the same size.
Unless all 4 boxes are inside the big crate.
You can.
How do we open the crate? Is it like
It's just you. It's just.
okay? So we can inspect it.
Yeah.
So let's check.
Let's see what we're
You're pretty
dealing
much
with.
looking at like one of those large like ship container cargoes. Yeah.
This is the point where we
as
can
you
ask
pull it, yeah.
questions.
Well,
Yeah.
logistically, we need to ask questions because we got to know what we're dealing with.
All right. So let's open the crate.
Yeah. As you open the crate, looking inside, yeah, there is a collection of some nice swoop bikes in here.
Are there 4 crates of swoop
No,
bikes?
this is 4 swoop bikes.
All right. So how do we?
Does our little scanner find
There's-
other crates? Or
There's
is this
4
the one?
in here.
This is
No,
one
it's
of
solid
4
right
crates.
This is 1 of 4.
here. All right.
You
so
can
there's,
check it out when you go back up.
There's 4 of them.
Well, what about like local, warehouse equipment that's near us that we could possibly get
Oh,
lucky
yeah.
with?
Yeah, I mean, there, like again,
Yeah.
like I've described, there is skiffs moving.
Yeah.
There are, of course, loader droids. How
much do we get for this job?
You've even seen some people who have like the
So you
little
blow
like
up people for
gadgets that grab
fun,
it
and you won't move a big box for.
No, don't. I'm just wondering if we're getting a good percentage. I mean, he said we can't ask him questions. I'm asking you the guys the questions.
I don't know. I think it's something that we'll have to negotiate once we get back to K.
I'm getting that goddamn R.
That's part of the deal.
No, credits are the deal. The R is worthless.
Says you.
Oh god. How did
So-
I get mixed up with these guys?
So how are we going to get it out?
How do we get it to the hangar? Because we can't bring it through the elevator.
All right. So is there a cargo? Is
Oh
there
yeah,
a cargo
there's
loading
there-
machine?
There's a cargo loading. There are cargo loading droids, cargo loading like little like hold things that you can lift heavy devices up.
Can we use that?
There's even a cargo loading elevator that brings it up. You
Can we
guys
use
took
that-
the personnel road. There are big ways to like move this.
So-
Can we use that data slate to get one of these droids to take it to one of the hangars for us?
Do I see anything that would suggest that
yeah,
we can use that?
you're
Is this a command slate?
you have a
Oh.
command data pad and you are a class 1 technician, so you can pretty much
yeah,
be
why
like,
not?
yeah, I need this moved here. Why? Because don't ask questions.
All right.
Can we see if there's anything in its registry to KR at all, so that maybe we can use that to help locate where the other crates are?
Okay. You don't seriously think he actually bought them?
I don't know.
And if he did, would he use?
Sure. I'm gonna see if there's a way. Now that we have a number or a case number or something like that, is there a registry I can get access, or is there a computer terminal I can go
There,
to?
there is a manifest. How are you searching the manifest?
Bounty hunter gear.
No, I'm putting in that box number.
Okay. Give me slicing with 3 difficulty.
Slicing. I don't even see that on here.
Sorry,
Skullduggery?
computers.
Oh, computers.
No, skullduggery is like Han Solo,
Skullduggery would have
like
been a
shooting
whole
it
lot more fun.
and playing with it.
Well, technically it's like lockpicking, right?
It's brute. It's thug picking.
Jury rigging.
Yeah, it's jury rigging. Yeah.
One advantage, one failure.
Okay. You can't seem to pull up. Like you can pull up this crate. You're like, yeah, I want to find this crate, and it's like, yeah, you found this crate. here's what's inside, 4 swoop bikes, and you're like, that's not helpful.
Right, but it's not getting. Okay, so it doesn't identify who's.
It does tell you because you did get an advantage, correct? It's cataloged as procured illicit goods.
Ooh, search procured illicit goods.
There we go. You pull up a couple more crates. There are
3 more?
No, there are 25 more.
Yeah, let's take them all.
How many are in here?
There's about 5 in each of these sections, with 1 having a remainder.
Okay, I knew that. All right, so we get this one.
Yep.
So wait, is 6 docked in her ship on our ship that we're on right now?
So use names. So the Rosenrote is not on RO7. It is the Rosenrote is still docked on the space station.
What? So how are we gonna get this out?
We have the droids bring it to the hangar. It sits in the hangar until the Rosenrote shows up.
Okay.
What's your thought?
My thought is I'm gonna send the droids to take it out.
Okay.
Okay. So you order pretty much this needs to be moved to Hangar Red.
Yep.
And dropped off to the Rosen Road as one of its
Well,
equipment.
how many of these crates can we carry?
Well, hopefully they're not all this big.
Oh yeah, on the ship? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if the droids are
take
taking
a
them,
look.
can we just
Yeah,
take 4 of them?
You got the picture of that cool road?
The problem is that we
do.
don't want to take randomly 4. If we're going to try and fulfill this
Well, I mean,
job. No, I'm saying we can take more, but
Stats on
like
the
a gift
Rosenrote.
bag.
right, but we want to first right, the tchotchkes bag as you come in.
Tchotchkes.
But we want to start by making sure we get the 4 he wanted.
Right.
You can carry essentially 3 crates this size, and then like assortment of. Wow, the Rosen Road is huge.
So wait a minute though, we can only carry 3 this size, so we're screwed if he's got 4 this size. Just
No,
like
no,
you know.
no. He's got 1 this size with 4 speeder bikes. But
Yeah.
we can take 2 others at random.
No. You're
He's
missing the
saying
point.
if
Take a
there's
look
4
again.
crates this size that are carrying. If you
We're
have
still
4
looking for 3 more
You're
crates.
thinking that this is the crate that has all 4 items. I'm thinking this is 1 crate.
of 4.
That's
Gotcha.
my concern.
That's
Okay, understood. Yeah, I missed that.
All right, so sending that one off.
I thought
Yeah,
this was...
we're
Now,
gonna-
as soon as the droid takes it away, does the beeping start to reduce?
Yep.
Okay, and it goes down to the triple
It
beep.
goes down to the beep beep.
Goes
so
down to
once
the double beep.
So once it leaves, you're like,
I don't know
there's
if it's
still
great.
stuff around.
So do we think it's in here? Because a triple beep. So we need to go back up to compartment 3.
Yep.
All right, get on the lift.
You don't lift, go back up to 3. Luckily, there was no disturbances on your point down
So
there.
move into compartment 3.
Beep, 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 beep. It starts clicking.
All right,
up
clicks
again.
on first. Okay, so same situation. We're walking around. What do we
So,
see in this?
This is the ships and repair parts. This looks like some like skeleton graveyard of ships. Like this is when you saw episode 7 when it's where Ray's at. It's pretty much just like, hey man, whatever we found in space, we put it here, we salvaged it.
All right, so back on that data pad, I'm going to look for the location of any of the
Illicit goods.
illicit goods. Yeah,
Procured.
confiscated.
Yeah,
Kill
Procured.
generators,
Procured,
or
that
like
was it.
quad laser batteries, or
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
just random things
No, just
that
cool shit.
might be
just
helpful.
Cool shit.
So, and we'll just walk towards each
Wave motion
procured
gun.
things until something increased beeps.
So pretty much, this one you can see there's just droids pretty much like pulling ships apart, welding ones that are like more together. They're pretty much doing what we would know as like person-to-person triage. They're like, yeah, this ship's pretty much scrap. We're just gonna like take what's salvageable, put it on something that's better, and build better ships. And those that we can't, we're just gonna build pile of scrap parts and probably build like fighters. Take it from. They don't have capital ships. You can't put a capital ship in a capital ship, but they have pretty much large freighters in here, things like that.
They can drop it on the pod racing planet.
Oh yeah, they can drop it on the trash planet. Are you guys just traveling together as maintenance people?
Yes.
Are any of you looking for anything in particular?
Yes, I'm looking for
Yeah.
the closest location to the closest
As-
procured item.
As you guys are kind of searching, a few of the crates that are marked illicit goods, your thing doesn't increase. The scanner doesn't increase. After about, as you're like, please let it be don't be the last one. It's the last one. You guys took forever through it. It essentially beeps up. As you guys, I'm assuming, open this crate. This one's a smaller crate. This one can actually be picked up. It's not a
Okay.
large one.
Still get the droids to take it.
Oh yeah.
This one you open up, weirdly, is a lot of like smaller components, things like that. It looks maybe like kind of like almost like a computer brain. Some of them are just pads.
It's not a ship.
Anyone with, it's not a ship.
Okay.
I would accept either mechanics or either of the piloting to figure out kind of what these parts are.
So this is my piloting. Oops. This is my
What's
piloting.
this?
This is
What's
my
the purples?
mechanics.
The purples, that depends on which one you're choosing.
Mechanics.
Mechanics, this will be 3.
How about if it's computer?
It's not a computer.
I'm sorry.
Nice
The
try.
piloting, it'll be 2.
Piloting's 2.
It's advantage and a success.
All right. Oh, fuck. 1 success, 2 threat.
1 success, 2 threats. What
You
did
got
you get, Locke?
2 success and a triumph, and 2
Oh.
and 4 threat.
Nice. A triumph is amazing because it's a critical success.
Yes.
So, you guys are both Locke and Grist. You guys open this up. Victus is like, I don't really care what this is. You guys are like,
I'm just on guard.
you guys are ecstatic about this. Essentially, what KR has here, this is like an autopilot system. This is a person can have this ship pretty much function like a droid if it's loaded into.
So we could cut 6 out entirely for future missions.
There's that part. There is a what's known as a
Well,
shield
does it do
rotating
pheromones?
system. Most shields are either forward, back, or side. This cycles them through, which helps keep the power low and helps keep the ship pretty much. Instead of having like a heavy shield in the front, you have a medium shield everywhere else.
Okay.
It has, hey, even something fun. It just has a cool audio system also that you can load up into ships. This person, pretty much what you have is someone bought really cool parts to pimp the hell out of their spaceship.
Get my ride. Okay.
All right.
I mean, that's
At
just
what
in this
cost?
box. Who knows what's else in
All
there?
right. So, well, I'm going to secure the droids to take this one down with the other one.
All right. It goes back to double beeping.
Yep.
Do we want to try to find any
Chris
other
is so
stuff
upset
just
about this.
personally here to steal, or do we want to just
I
focus on the mission?
don't know.
6, while you're waiting, pretty much you hear your ship's comm kind of come up.
Okay, who is it?
This is Doc Command. There was a delivery scheduled for the Rosen Rote package delivery containing. You hear it like kind of go up like quiet for a bit. All right, yeah, no, it's legit. This is a drop-off package from the Section 4.
Okay.
We're expecting a delivery.
Yes.
All right. Can you please lower your your loading dock so we can begin?
So I'm not in the hangar bay yet.
You're not in hangar red yet, right?
I understood that. I thought you were. In
I thought so too.
Okay, I'm in hangar red.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's what I thought. That's why I was
All right,
laughing.
sounds
Because
good
you're
to
just
me.
sitting in.
Is Hangar Red on RO7?
07, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's okay.
Yes,
I lowered
that's
this
what
one.
I thought.
That was my understanding. That's what I wanted
Yeah, I
to be
lowered
very
the
clear.
ramp. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I could be
pretty much. Yeah,
loaded.
you've been just looking out the window. There's just people going about their day. And what's interesting is, as much as there's Navy officers, there's actually just also random pilots. You know, so essentially, yeah, you just load it, and pretty much you just see on
I'm a
your
freelance space trucker.
Yeah, pretty much people are just loading, telling you when it's good.
All right, good.
Um,
The other 2 containers.
No, it's
they
only
load
one so far.
Large container.
Okay, the swoop bikes.
It's going to be a few hours before the one from
you
compartment 3
don't
is
know
done.
it's swoop bikes because he's mysteriously cut off to be like, is this exactly what's supposed to be loaded? Because people have questions why this is being moved around.
All right, so we've got the double beeping. It was double beeping in the first one. Let's move to the far side. Let's quickly move towards compartment 5 and 6.
Right, as you move away, it drops down to 1 beat.
Oh! Turn around!
Thank God we don't have to go with the radiation.
So wait, we came through in the middle on the other one, so it's got
to go down.
Yeah, it's got to be 2. All right, so we're heading down to compartment 2.
It clicks up to 3 beeps. So this is weapons and all that. So, Locke, this is much more Warehouse 13. It's just organized. Like think of Bevmo, but just like a hunter's wet dream. It's just guns, pistols. It's the Matrix.
And
It's the Matrix when he's
no
like, I need a
prices.
weapon.
Literally no prices.
Are there lightsabers?
There are no lightsabers. I have
Big rack of lightsabers.
Hey, what are these? Essentially, pretty much, yeah. There's just racks of pretty much dismantled
Hybrid
blasters, rifles, rockets, rocket launchers,
Ooh, man.
slug slingers, dynamites, ammo
Send all that to the
cartridges.
ship.
Do I see
Can I just
crates?
pack up everything I can carry, like on both shoulders, like a maintenance
There
dude,
is-
like
yeah.
2 rocket
To
launchers,
give
and,
you
like
a
3
fair heads up,
blaster
though,
rifles, and, like,
There's people
there
over
is definitely security as you kind of
Not a
step down.
pinata.
Yeah, this isn't just like hello.
I'm just fixing this stuff, you guys. It's all
Grab
good.
whatever.
Yeah, there is some definitely this isn't people now with the big heavy troopers. This is the wow, so you're on a turret, huh? That's really cool.
So instead, I'll imagine doing that, and I'll salivate.
You're just like, if I can just, maybe it's like a library. If I can just like hide around a corner and be like, oh man, what happened?
I have an idea, but we got to find the other 2 crates first, and then I have an idea for you.
All right, so yeah, we'll do what we can to follow the beeping and identify where the crates are located.
No, I'm gonna. As he's walking, I'm gonna hand unit it and see if I can figure out where the procured units are.
So again, this stuff's kind of in the back. You can see that as you kind of move through the walkways in the back section, there is a place where it almost looks like a prison encampment. There's 2 turreted guards kind of on a raised platform so they can see over.
What? Get it!
This is stupid!
It shatters.
This is stupid!
It's the only way that we can find out which
Remember-
one. I can get us in the general direction.
Yeah, the last one had 5 crates. We were like, is this one? No. Is this one? No.
We are.
But yeah, this place looks like it. You can see it is cordoned off. So you're like, oh, if we want to get through these crates. These 5 crates seem to be behind there. But it is beeping loud, so it's something.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll turn it off for now so that we don't attract attention from the crate guards.
Okay. So, the guards are just there, kind of.
The guards are
watching
pretty
us.
much like, they're pretty much just like, my job's to sit on this really big gun and just, if anyone approaches, pretty much be like, what are you doing?
Okay, well,
What do you need?
I'll lead. Walking. I've got the hand unit out.
You can see the turrets turned down to you. Stop. State your business.
Permission to approach.
Permission denied.
Okay. I'm looking around.
You realize that like the other ammo crates and stuff are like farther back, and you're like, you kind of just look at the ground and you're like, wow, this is like blaster shot dust. This is someone did mess around and found out.
So I'm doing the look over my shoulder, conspiratorially, like there's
Walk and
nobody
I are at a
around.
safe distance away.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
man.
you've heard about the vent problems?
Yeah.
We got stuck with that dude,
Well, that's terrible luck.
and that's where we gotta go. Vent 16C.
Deception.
Somebody needs to buy some.
I will
points.
give you a
Yeah.
blue because you have hit upon something everyone on the ship is worried
Knows about, right? And
this will be
blue.
two
Oh,
purple.
yeah.
2 purple.
all right. Come on, baby.
Ooh. Oh, no.
All right, so 3 advantages, no successes.
Okay.
Any failures?
Nope.
It's sometimes a neutral. This is the weirdest part. It happens
is always-
way too frequently in this game system.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
I've
see.
always, when I played, I just defaulted to if there's more advantage, then it's a success.
I essentially did the rule of you get pretty much advantages. It's the same. Three advantages buys a success because that's how it does in combat. So I'm like, it's the same. Essentially, I would allow it to be an success.
Okay.
So
Well,
they
I
can,
don't want to be here any more than you do. I don't know why it's us. It should be you guys. You got the guns. We got these. I
But-
pull out spanners.
yeah. Both of the guards kind of like look at each other, and you can hear them kind of like talking. It's just like, I mean,
At this
Right
point,
behind.
I want to
So
turn
what-
the scanner back on
yeah.
so that it starts beeping again.
Oh God! It's
Yep,
close.
Yep, it's over here. Here it is. It's right around that corner.
Like you see, like the guy, one of the guys literally like gets out of his turret because the turrets can't turn back. He's like, as he like grabs his blaster and aims it towards like there's clearly a large like sewer-size entrance that you guys could like pretty much walk through. Like it's
Right.
up
Yep,
elevated.
that's about it right
and they're
there.
pretty much just right behind him, just like oh
Nice.
shit.
So I'm just looking at him.
All right, yeah, let him in. As he's like blaster pointed at it, the other guy's like, entering something.
So
with
as
his-
we go by, I'm going to say, "Let us out. If anything else comes, don't let it out."
yeah, we're gonna close it. Knock 3 times if you need to be out.
Door.
Yeah,
Locked
it's
in
pretty
there.
much like they're gonna like open the sewer entrance and then lock it, and they're just gonna be like, man, that sucks for those guys.
Yeah. And we never saw them again.
as you climbing into it, are you gonna climb into this?
Wait. So
this
I
where
was
the crate
hoping,
is?
I was
Fly
hoping the
with
sewer was on
scuba
the far side.
No.
No, it's right here?
Essentially, is
Do I before I'm climbing
4
in? Do I
hours of sewer
see a
travel.
sewer connection on the far side?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's pretty much
Then
like
yes.
every couple of
We're
yards.
gonna go in.
Yeah. Essentially, as you
I'm going in.
As you go in, the other 2 are gonna wait. Are you gonna wait?
We'll follow one of those trash
gonna
compactor
follow.
rooms.
Hey, I'm not doing it alone.
Yeah, I'll go in.
I just Locke. What about you?
Yeah, I forgot it.
I just love it 'cause
Forgot about it.
You hear one of the remnant soldiers he's like, I told you we were supposed to put a meat down. He's like, I'm not going to give up my rations.
Nice.
While that's going on, you 6 get another call. This is Dock Commander Rosenroth. We have a second delivery.
Yep, go ahead and load her up.
All right. So, who do you just questions for dock person to dock person? Do you pay a lot to transport?
Depends on the shipping company, on the route. I've got a regular route.
Oh yeah, just stuff like that. Is that hard to get into? Do you need your own ship?
You need a ship, obviously. I mean, you could hook up with one of them, one of those on-the-job training programs, right? They usually, set you up with a, pretty shoddy equipment, and you're breaking down all the time. But once you become an owner-operator, that's where the real money's made.
See, I have family who was saying that, and I got into the military side of things, and man, that's a poor choice. And so I'm just always curious when I see freelancers. I'm like, man, should I have chosen a different path in life?
Well, yeah, somebody's got to keep the streets clean and protect the galaxy, and I appreciate what you're doing.
Oh, well, that means a lot. Yeah, we'll get this loaded up, and if you ever get passed around, it's always great to enjoy a chat. I'll buy a drink for you.
Sounds great.
All right. Someone's enjoying an easier side of the mission.
Not nearly as much garbage.
Put it in the back.
Yeah, so you guys enter the vents. Pretty much this is Grist, easy enough for you to stand full height. Everyone else, Victus and Locke, you guys stand. None of you stand like 7 feet.
No, 6.
6. All right. So all of you can kind of stand up. You're kind of worried just because there's hanging pipes and stuff. This has a nice little like red light kind of lighting as you go through.
Okay.
It smells, of course, like oil, like electricity, burnt plastics. It is a terrible smell. What are you guys doing in here?
Okay, so what my thought is we move farther in here, take that thing out. If they hear it beeping, no big deal. Let's see if we can get as close as we can, pop out the vent. I can identify which one, and they're not going to question something coming in and picking it up. Right? Droids come in, they come in. So turn it on.
It begins its beeping.
All right, so now we're going to move down the sewer line and make sure that... well, it's not sewer, I guess the vent. The vent
there actually
system's not
is a
sewer.
vent creature.
Yes.
We're thinking, out of game, we're pretty sure there's a vent.
Out of vent creature, there's something dangerous in these vents.
We are in very much mortal danger right now.
Okay, just
Or not.
Don't get it twisted.
I know.
no motion detectors or anything that we can be
No,
for
this is
monster creatures.
there is a xenomorph in here, and we are in it with it, and we are the people that die at the beginning of the movie.
Right.
I'm just
Oh,
saying.
okay.
So I'm pulling out my holdout blaster.
Yeah.
All right, as you guys make your way through.
Just looking at the monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go find this monster. No one ever goes in the vents. All right. Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right. So how far are you going in? Just like kind of like
So
the next
we're going to go until that beeping picks up. Then I'm going to find the closest vent there and try and open it back in.
Okay.
In and out.
So as you guys kind of go through, you go in a bit of the ways. You're like having this talk, being like, "Yeah, so do you really think there's a monster in the vent?
Yeah, I'm just like filling around my
There's
legs.
probably just a womp rat." Like,
ROUSs? I don't think they exist.
who would like to give me a perception check?
Oh, I would.
Cool.
It's nice sitting on the ship.
just one person.
I mean, any group can. Any person who wants to.
Okay.
What it is versus. It is going to be against.
So if it's their stealth,
It's versus their stealth.
so their agility, and if they have if it says stealth in their stat, and if
Yeah.
there's a number next to stealth, that's how many of those purple get upgraded to reds.
So it'll be 4 reds.
Oh, what?
Are reds good or bad?
Reds are
really
real
very
bad.
Oh, bad.
Very
Okay.
bad.
This is a very dangerous enemy for them
Oh
to
my
be.
god.
Ooh. That doesn't look good over the bears rolling like this.
I failed.
Okay.
I think we all failed.
Well,
Did you roll two?
I got
You rolled two.
1 success, 1 advantage, and 5 threats.
No,
so you have a success
Yes,
and
I
4
rolled this
threats.
twice.
Oh, okay.
You have a
And I
success
rolled
and 4
4
threats.
and then I rolled another 1 threat. So I got a success, a triumph, and 5 threats.
So you actually succeeded, but at 5 disadvantage.
Wait. Sorry. 4 reds.
Yeah, I rolled 4 reds.
Oh, gotcha,
That's what I'm
okay.
saying. My first 2
Gotcha,
rolls were
no
2
problem.
threats each.
So
man.
you
So I
succeeded
got 5
at
threats,
5 disadvantage.
But I don't know
So-
what that means.
So essentially,
that's
what that
happens.
looks like is So the people who didn't succeed, you
Yep.
don't see anything. You're just
No.
like having the talk and being like, I don't believe there's something in
don't
here.
think
There
this
probably
exists.
is. You,
figure this is the one to go out.
Locke,
It's-
do succeed. You can catch a glimpse of what this is. The failures and the threats essentially come out to everyone had threats, right? No one.
And he had a ton. Yeah.
Essentially, as you kind of like turn to look back, as Locke turns to look back at Gris and Victus, you see these large, like, you think they're mutant people, like rat creatures with like yellow skin and large teeth, as they essentially grab hold and claw Grist and Victus, and then you're like, as a hunter, I know there's probably a bigger one right behind me. and that's where we will call it here.
Oh,
For this week.
Wow.
Next
that's
week.
how you do it.
Kicking back on the ship. Nice
my
and
God.
sad. They're loading the contraband on it.
Thank you for listening to another NCRP Productions podcast. To stay on top of everything we're doing, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and like us on Facebook, all at NCRP Productions. You can show your support and help us continue to produce content by joining our Patreon. We offer additional podcasts like our B-sides and have GM materials, maps, and other fun things you can discover over time. You can find our podcasts on YouTube, Anchor, Spotify, Apple, Google, and many other fine podcast sites. Just look for us at NCRP Productions. We value your thoughts, so please don't hesitate to leave us feedback or comments. And if you would like to contact us directly, you can email us at ncrpproductions@gmail.com.